I'm here to help you with the fireplace.
Fireplace, it's outdated, the brick is old, the mortar joints are ugly, the mantle itself has never been attached.
Nice and loose. That came off nice.
Oh yeah. So after that, I went online to a millwork distributor, sent them a bunch of pictures, the dimensions of the openings, and they sent me the mantle in 3 pieces. It came first with this fluted pilaster.
Oh, that's a nice look. It even came painted. It's going to match your woodwork great.
Yeah, it's going to match all the woodwork in the house.
And here's the mantle right here, the new mantle. This is really going to dress it up a lot, though. It's going to be really nice. Nice white wooden mantle. It's going to be great.
Can't wait for it to go in. Also have the hearth to deal with, Tommy. The tile is outdated, the grout's all dirty, it's got a really dingy look. So I'm thinking a nice piece of polished granite will look great down here.
Yeah, we got one nice big piece that will go right in here.
Also, around the surround of the firebox, it'll hide all the brick.
Up and around and down, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to give it a whole new look. We got a lot of work. Let's get started by removing this brick.
Sounds good.
All right, now the top 4 courses of the fireplace, the brick are actually stepped out on the face and out on each end. That's called corbelling. Now what we want is we want the pilaster to fit tighter to the brick. To do that, we're going to remove the top 4 courses of brick. We're going to use a cold chisel and a masonry hammer. Hit right in the joint, and the brick should pop out. Now go right underneath it, Bill. Pop right up. There you go. All right, continue on. Right underneath, pop them right up. Go underneath, Bill. It'll be easier. Now work your way down a little bit. That's right. Now do one in the joint. I'm going to go back. There you go. Now pop right up. All right, let's get to the next one now. Now remember, hold that level. Don't hit up on the brick. Go in like that, and this chisel will actually act like a wedge and push it up.
Gotcha.
Hit it hard. Move down. Now go back to the beginning again. And hit it again. That's right. Now, there you go. See, it's coming right up. Perfect. All right, I'll take that. Let's get the next one. Move down. I think you get the hang of it now.
That's the last brick, Tommy.
Last one? Okay. Now let's see what we got. All the cobbles are gone. Now let's see. We got a pilaster. We'll sit tighter to the face of the brick. That's really going to be nice. All right, let's get started on removing the tile from the hearth. Now to remove the tile, I'm going to use a cold chisel and a hammer again. And because the hearth is proud of the floor, I might be able to get right under that tile using the cold chisel, and hopefully it'll pop right up. All right, good. Now let me have that hammer and chisel. I want to try taking out this mortar bed right here that the tile was set on, and hopefully that'll come up easy too. It's really coming up a lot easier than I thought it would do, which is always nice. With our old mortar bed removed, it's now time to think about the new mortar bed that's going to support our new granite hearth. Let me show you what it's going to look like. All right, we drop it in here and right on top of the floor, and it brings it flush with the firebox floor.
I like how it sits 3/4 inches proud here on the front against the floor.
Yeah, that's a nice look. Now we have to worry about building code issues and fire. All right, now the pilaster is made out of wood. That needs to be a certain distance from the fireplace opening. On the side, we're going to make it 8 inches. Across the top, we're going to make it 12 inches. Now the other thing that we have to deal with is bringing this pilaster tight to the wall. I have to cut out a piece of baseboard so that I can slide it in. But you really have another problem that has to get taken care of. We need to get an electrician here to move this outlet somewhere else. Next thing I would have to do is either patch the hole of the receptacle or put a new piece of baseboard in. There. The mortar that we're going to use is the mortar and sand mix with a little bit of water. We want to keep it dry. That's good. We want to keep it right close to the brick. What I'm doing is I'm just pushing this mix right up against the face of the brick with my steel float here, and I want it to be stiff so that it doesn't flow. We don't want it to flow. I know that our hearth is about 3/4 to an inch thick, so I want to keep this mortar right here on the face of the brick about a 3/4 of an inch lower, and I'll set it in a second as soon as I get it across here. Okay. A little more. Okay. What I've done is I've made up a gauge block that will tell me the height of the mortar in relationship to the floor of the firebox. I've cut the thickness of the gauge block about a 1/16 of an inch thicker than the granite for the hearth. When you set the new hearth on top of the dried mortar bed, you're going to be using about a 1/16 of an inch of masonry adhesive. That extra 1/16 of an inch will allow for that adhesive. I'm working the mortar back and forth to take any bubbles out or any voids. But I also want to make sure that the outside edge is flush with the floor right here. All right, Bill, the mortar bed is in. It's going to take a couple of days for it to dry. Then I want you to take this adhesive right here and set the granite hearth. Use the same adhesive to set the piece of granite that's going to run up the sides also. And you got a big piece of granite that's going across the top of the header. You can set that also. It's really going to look good. And don't forget, you have to get the electrician to move this plug right here onto this wall and cut this piece of baseboard on this side out and that one on that side. Think you can handle that?
I think so.
All right, then I'll come back and we'll get this mantle all set.
Sounds great. Over the years, the fireplace has gotten many years of use. The brick's all discolored. I want to give it a nice consistent look with this high temperature paint. Instead of spreading adhesive all over the hearth, I'm going to put a few silver dollar sized dabs of the adhesive right here on the hearth. That's not going anywhere. Gonna use these clamps to hold it in place until the adhesive sets up.
Hey, Bill, how'd you make out?
You tell me.
Hey, it looks good. I love the fact that you painted the inside of the firebox. How'd that go for you?
Oh, that was nasty. That high temperature paint, the odor, was horrible.
Yeah, that stuff really stinks, but what a difference, huh?
Looks great.
And the granite, that looks good. Now, these two side pieces had to be cut. Any problems?
No problems. Put them in the wet saw with the diamond blade. They cut right up.
Well, you did a good job. Now, the hearth, that comes as a rectangle. We gave him the size. You got it all down. Looks good. And we actually need two little returns, or ears, put on each side. Now, they wouldn't ship it with those little ears because 9 times out of 10, they would have broken off. So I asked you to cut a couple of small pieces to fit in. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I cut it from the scrap left over from the side pieces.
All right, let's see how it fits. Nice job. Fits good. All right, let's get started by gluing those in.
Sounds good.
Now, to glue the block in place, I'm going to use some construction adhesive. Put it right on top of this filler block here. Using my level as a straight edge against the end of the hearth, I push my block against it. Lines it right up. You want to do yours, Bill?
Let's do it.
All right, here's the adhesive. Now remember, there was an outlet on each side of the fireplace opening, and both outlets were in the baseboard. The electrician came and removed the outlets. We removed the baseboard. I have new piece of baseboard cut square on each end. And now I have to put this new piece of baseboard in behind the old piece of baseboard because it's a 45-degree cut, and this is meant to slide behind it. Now I had to remove the baseboard cap so I can slide this down. Also, there's some plaster missing, and that I have to add back because it's a filler to keep the baseboard against this floor. Now, for a filler, I'm actually just going to use some foam. Now I'm ready for the baseboard. All right, now I'm just going to nail this in place. Now we're ready to assemble the mantle. Now the top of the mantle will attach to these two pilasters with a cam system. There it goes. All right. Now all we have to do is tighten the two cams. All right, let's see how it fits. Okay, how's it look over there?
Looks good.
All right, now let's mark the outside.
What do you want me to mark this, Tommy?
Just mark from the top of the baseboard up about 6 or 8 inches. Good. All right, now I want to mark across the top. Now we have to think about attaching the mantle to the wall. And here's the line we drew down the side of the pilaster. I want to attach a cleat to the wall, but I want to keep it in 3/4 of an inch to allow for the thickness of the pilaster. We'll screw our cleats to the wall and nail the mantle to our cleats. All right, all tight?
All tight.
Okay, now we're ready to install this. All right, bring it in right beside the cleats.
I'm in.
Okay, I'll get mine in. Here we go. All right, Bill, you see these two marks on the wall right here? Well, they represent the end of the cleat. So you're going to nail inside these two lines with 2 nails.
Okay.
Come out about 1 inch and toenail it slightly. Okay, down here, a couple more marks. Okay, now we're going to do down the side. So we have from this mark down and the baseboard up. Now the last thing we have to do is go around the perimeter of this opening right here with this beaded detail. It's going to do 2 things. It's going to fill this gap right here and this gap right here, and it's also going to dress up the edge. So I'm going to place it, and all you got to do is tack it in place, Bill. Right there.
Tommy, this looks great.
It looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks so much better than that red ugly brick that was here. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without you.
It was my pleasure.